you can start.
Hello everyone, my name is Dhanashri Tambe, presenting here Intolerance in India. Along with my friends Rohan Vishwanathan, Vignesh Pillai, Mutip Kazi, Monisha Manikam and Yogeshwaran. What is intolerance in India? Intolerance is exactly unwillingness to accept the other person's views, culture, beliefs, and people's other person's behavior. It's a struggle, or it's also a struggle against the religious intolerance. It's an attitude of not accepting or respecting different opinion, caste, culture, gender, religion, or any unbearable practice. It may give rise to high-level hate, crimes, and discrimination in the society. It gives rise the property of refusal in the mind and heart of any person to refuse, disallow, or deny something or their culture or their caste or any discrimination.
So, hello everyone. My name is Rohan Vishwanathan, and I would like to explain the history of intolerance and how it came into existence. So, in the 2nd century BC, Patanjali tells us that the relationship between Brahmins and Buddhists is like that between the snake and the mongoose, and it's actually violent manifestation is supported by a plethora of historical evidence. And plethora means plenty of historical evidences. Then in the 19th century, Francois Bernier was a French doctor who traveled widely in India, was one of the early Europeans to speak Hindus as tolerant people. Then in the 18th century, the German philosopher Johann Gottfried von Herder, the forerunner of the romantic glorification in India, referred to the Hindus as mild and tolerant and as the gentlest branch of humanity. So there are a few more instances that we will see in the next slide. So there was also instance as Saraswati, who founded the Arya Samaj in 1877, claimed to be believe in religion based on universal values about hostility of all creeds. But as a champion of the Vedic religion, he sharply opposed all other religions. To him, Muhammad was an impostor and Jesus a very ignorant man, neither learned nor a yogi. So there are also many causes of intolerance, which we'll see in the next slide. So the causes of intolerance where research find that perceived threat, distrust, secularism, religious fanatism, and social media can trigger intolerance directly. And this research was based on 2017. People also feel threatened and distrust other religion and ethnicity tend to be intolerant. The same tendency is also found in those who are religious fanatics and heavy social media users. People from different faiths can't be trusted, and they tend to exploit others when they are in power. People also feel threatened when people with different faiths become leaders and are more powerful economically and politically. The more secular a person is, the more tolerant that person actually becomes. So next slide, please. Next slide. So there are many ways to stop intolerance too. Like general tolerance is about openness, curiosity, and communication. It also go hand in hand with knowledge and understanding. So this is a slide which will be explained by Vignesh, and the main reasons, which is main reason leading to intolerance. So I would hand over the next part of presentation to Vignesh.
Hi, I'm Vignesh. Hi. Hi, I am Vignesh. There are many main reasons leading to intolerance. There are many intolerance reasons: political, economical, exploitation, economic, and committee interest. Belief scriptures. Next slide, please. Next slide. Political impact. Pol- Political perspective is one of the major causes of intolerance, where people get attracted toward politics and they start believing that there are particular regions in the best and supreme which gets a lot of ambiguity and because of that countries arose to the society and sometimes become worse to handle this situation. People are very interested in this. Next, economical impact. Money is something which is itself a region. It does not release any support. In simple word, the person who has money can do anything in this society. Next slide, please. Next slide. Anashri. Anashri. Scriptures. Scriptures are like religious texts or any reason which material which release to emerging the feelings of violence in the people because some people feel motivated to be part of God's war against evil. Next one is belief. Current belief refers to intolerance in people regarding religious life. In some religions, it is believed, and if any other person die, economic and committee interested. Religious intolerance refers to धनश्री स्लाइड चेंज होते जा रहा है हेलो
Yeah, there's some net issues with her,
हेलो
so that's why. So net issues, I
ठीक
see.
उसको next economic and committee interest. Religious intolerance refers to economic term, also wide disparities enter the living standard of people. Religious violence occurs if the interest of one committee is threatened by another committee, and that leads to violence and war between the committee. Exploitation. The people are exploited in school and workplace based on the religion. In every country, the weaker section of society is exploited by the rich one based on religious, and when such exploitation becomes intolerant, people may come up with a war again. Next slide.
This slide
Next
would be
slide.
explained by Mutip.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mutib and I'll explain you about a short survey that we conducted, which was answered by about 35 people. When asked if intolerance exists in India, about 42% of them agreed and 26% of them strongly agreed to it. Next slide, please. Around 81% of the respondents said that the major factor of intolerance is religion, and about 46% of them have witnessed or experienced intolerance. Next slide, please. 42% of the respondents think that the state of intolerance has worsened since independence, and 23% think that it is better. And about 46% of them think that political parties play a major role in the intolerant behavior of the general public. Next slide, please. When asked about the state of secularism in India, currently in India, as per given in the Constitution, 26.9% disagreed, and most of them, 61% of them, chose to be neutral. And about 73% of them agree to the fact that the state of intolerance is higher in rural areas than in urban areas. Thank you.
So the next few slides were basically examples of intolerance Intolerance, Conclusion and Bibliography, which would be explained by Monisha and Yogeshwaran, who couldn't be with us today here. So this concludes the end of our topic. Thank you very much. You can stop the recording.